Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Ooh, we got a jam-packed show for you today. Just stuffed full of stuff. And Jeffy, who made everything spill out the sides.
I thought you weren't going to show. Yeah. I thought you were going to be stuck in Orlando for a while.
I was not stuck in Orlando.
I was
there of my own free will.
I did not want you to be stuck at the airport.
No,
that wasn't my thought at all.
Thank you.
But
some were. We got to the airport yesterday about 4 a.m, and people were sleeping on couches over the airport.
What? People were sending me photos of the Orlando airport. I thought, no, there's no way he's getting out.
Yeah. Wow. But we're back.
Nice.
We're back. Nice. And this time, we're pissed.
So how was it? Was it a good time?
It was a great time. Yeah, we had a great time.
Oh,
Disney was great. Universal was great.
Did you make it over to Gatorland?
No, did not make Gatorland.
What the heck?
Dang it.
It's not even worth going to Orlando if you don't go to Gatorland.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know that's your favorite spot in all of Florida, but we didn't quite make it.
Disappointing.
Darn it. Mm-hmm. Darn.
So the weather eventually cooperated because it snowed here while you were gone.
Right. Well, it was snowing here. It was 85 in Orlando.
So kind of flipped then.
Yeah, it did. Because when we got there at first, of course, a week ago, Friday, the Saturday when we started our experience, it was like upper 30s, maybe 40. It was frigid. And we didn't have coats because we didn't want to pack a coat.
Right,
we didn't want to pack all that.
What do you do?
Yeah, because you had to pack for every season. So we, kind of made do with pullovers, but it was freezing cold.
How about roller coasters were not pleasant on Saturday?
No, it was really cold. Saturday and Sunday were very cold. Monday was fairly cold. Tuesday it started getting really nice, and it was pretty much perfect, upper 60s probably. But then middle of the week, really hot. And then the last day we were there on Saturday, it got cold again. It was like upper 40s, low 50s. So it was just a weird
strange
roller coaster ride. I've never experienced that in Florida before. I've never been in Orlando, Florida when it was cold. Anything but red freaking hot and humid. So at least it wasn't humid.
Was there anybody in your group of 9 that slowed down the rest of the group in particular? Anybody that was a straggler at some of these parks?
No, probably me.
Oh, really?
If anybody, yeah. Actually, that turned out okay.
Oh, good.
It turned out to be only 8.
It's a big group to manage.
Oh,
only 8.
Well, so it wasn't the entire brood.
No, it wasn't.
What happened? Who bailed?
I don't know. Somebody in the party bailed.
Oh no. That's not good. You didn't leave them, is what
I think the mom bailed.
Okay, but you didn't leave anybody behind.
No,
they just didn't make it to begin.
Right,
okay,
right. They were not there at the start. Oh, so no. Our motto was no one's left behind.
No one left behind.
The walking though around those places, you
do some distance.
A lot of steps.
Brutal.
Yeah, you do some
over
distance.
20,000. It was like 20 to 25,000 every day.
That's why you get one
which
of those
is
carts.
10 to 12 miles. Every day.
That's kind of what you do just normally, just in a
That's normally,
day.
Yeah.
I see you just power walking.
I'm getting my steps in. Everybody knows there's Pat. He's getting his steps in. Yeah, I got my steps in without having to walk the halls here.
Doubt.
So
you had to get your steps in Orlando.
I got blisters on my feet. My youngest daughter had blisters all over her feet. It was.
I hope not early on. I hope
we
that
were
was
like
later.
No, it was later.
Good.
Like midway through the week, later in the week, but it was hard because it hurt. And my back.
Yeah.
You just complain for a
I
while
just sit
here.
down at the Buffett restaurant, get a burger, and just watch people walk by. I don't worry about it.
Well, when you sit down at the Buffett Burger, it's a costly adventure.
Everywhere.
I don't know if you're aware of that. I don't know when the last time you were in Disney or Universal was.
No, you're not walking through there with a couple of bucks.
I'd like 2 drinks and a piece of bread. That'll be $93.50. I'm sorry, $93.50.
Yeah, yes. You want me to just put the 50 in the tip jar?
It's amazing. The butterbeer thing that's so big.
It's so good, dude.
So good.
Oh, so good.
So good. $8 a piece.
Oh,
that's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
You can buy like 10 6-packs for that.
Buck an ounce?
Yeah.
About 8 ounces?
I'll bet, yes. Yeah, because it's in a cup about like that. It's probably 8 ounces. Yeah, it's $1 an ounce.
It'd be cheaper over at Gator World.
Well, first of all, it's Gator Land.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
My bad.
It's not big enough to be a world.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Huh. Well, welcome back. We're happy to have you here.
It's good to be back. It honestly is. One of the things that was fascinating that I found out about Florida, about Orlando in particular, 76 million people visit every year, at least before the COVID.
Right.
Yeah.
It went from 76 million to 35 million during COVID. 35 million still went
it's like a
during
ghost town,
COVID?
though.
Yeah,
35 is still
to
like a
them it
ghost.
was.
Yeah.
Oh, how's
Because
the
they rely on tourism like crazy.
Okay, but how's the mask situation at Disney and
it's the same at both, and you can walk the park outside without a mask. Anytime you're in line, they're all over you.
Yeah.
Anytime you're on the ride, they're all over you.
Sir, put your mask on, please. Sir, your mask above your nose and mouth must cover your nose and mouth. Sir, your mask. Mask, sir, mask.
Shut up. That's irritating.
I'm canceling.
It's
my
irritating.
trip.
Are you really?
Yeah. I mean,
It may change.
Yeah.
I doubt it, but it may. By then. What was yours, November? Mm-hmm. Plus, I thought, okay, nobody's going to be there. We researched what's the lightest week.
Oh, yeah.
It was jam-packed, full of people. I mean, it was jam.
Well, yeah.
Packed.
And if a lot of those people saw that the cold front was coming through, right? So we're going to Florida.
Right.
Yeah.
It followed them.
And then they got a cold front.
But still not as cold as
Not
where
as cold.
they were from. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
So rather than have lines of 15, 20 minutes, the Rise of the Resistance, which is the big ride at Star Wars.
Is that in Animal Kingdom, by the way?
No.
No, where is that?
It's in Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood Studio. Okay, sorry.
And so that was a 2.5 hour wait.
No.
That's why.
No.
That's why you need the handicap sticker.
That's why you do. Yeah. Yes, you do.
That's why you
You got to
need
do
the
all that
handicap
stuff
sticker.
way ahead of time, though. They don't let you just show up and say, "Yeah, I'm handicapped,
I'm handicapped.
so I need to go to the front of the line."
Oh, you know what I was thinking? The Avatar ride. That's in Animal Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
And is it open yet, or is it?
Yes.
How
think it is. We didn't make it to Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
We did Epcot twice.
Was
instead
it
of going
worth
to
the 2.5 hour wait for the Star Wars ride?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was. Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
Is there a ride worth 2.5 hour wait?
Yeah,
that
that's where I am.
That's true. When the Hagrid ride first opened at Harry Potter World, it's the motorcycle ride, and it's a roller coaster kind of thing, and it's really fast and fun. That's might have been my favorite ride there. They said when they opened for the first several months, it was 8 to 10 hours that you had to wait to get on
the
one
ride.
ride.
Right.
You're waiting all day.
Get
You're
on the
paying
ride.
$400 or whatever it is
know.
for one ride. No, I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
been
not
a
doing
while
that.
since I've been there. I mean, when they opened the Spider-Man ride, that was fun, and the wait was a long time for that.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well, they got the Hagrid ride down. They said for the next 3 months to about 4 hours. So that was great.
Oh, well, that's good.
And now it's 90 minutes or 2 hours, whatever. But I don't know how you do that. They said the line stretched all the way back to almost the beginning of the park. It was that long.
Wow.
Why would you do that?
How would you find out that this is where the line is without first walking all the way to the right and go,
Yeah.
wait. Oh my gosh, the people we've been passing for the last 3 miles,
Yeah,
that
those
was the
are-
back of the line.
Yeah.
My kid will
Surprise!
stand here for you for about $1,000.
That's probably what it would take. But who would wait literally all day for one ride? I don't know. I don't know anybody who'd do that. But obviously, a lot of people did.
He packed not a lunch, pack a lunch and a dinner
Yeah, if you're
and
there-
maybe breakfast the
right.
next
I
morning.
guess if you're there multiple days, you pick a day, and today's our day to stand in line for this.
No,
right?
but
that is so dumb.
I'm not doing that.
Not at all. Not
Is
a
there
chance.
any kind of entertainment you'd wait 10 hours for? I don't think there's a single thing.
Easy here. Jeffy's in the room. He might have an answer for
First of all,
Oh, I could think of some entertainment I'd wait for.
Yes. I mean, there's a few names I can think of right now.
Moving on.
all right, yes. Moving on. Apparently, the Spotify situation continues.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
Right, I think it was a day I went on vacation. The next day, Rogan made some kind of statement because
Yeah.
Joni Mitchell pulled her music too. Oh, no. If we can't have
Right.
Neil Young and Joni Mitchell,
What do we do?
I can't exist.
Well.
So washed up losers were jumping off of Spotify. And it caused him to make this statement. I don't know. Who else? There was a couple others, I guess.
There were a couple
we
other
had,
people.
Neil Young, Joni Mitchell, Graham Nash. So half of Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young got off of Spotify. And a few others.
Yeah.
And now apparently this is maybe the worst of all.
What happened?
Milli Vanilli has made the announcement that they're pulling someone else's music from Spotify. And there it is.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Blame it on the rain.
So wait a minute. Now, since you just sang that song, did you just take copyrighted material from Milli Vanilli or whoever Milli Vanilli took it from?
It's a good question.
Yeah,
I don't know. So another thing, probably worse than Neil, if it's possible to have a battle with Joni Mitchell and Neil Young at the same time.
Just throwing away Graham Nash.
And Graham Nash. Sorry. Yeah, I just tossed him away.
Wow.
I mean, I like Graham.
Do you?
Yeah, I like Graham.
Yeah, I bet you do. I bet he seems like your style.
I love Graham Nash.
Name one Graham Nash song.
Military Madness.
That's a Graham Nash
Military Madness.
solo
Yes, that's correct.
song?
Yes.
All right. Because I couldn't tell you. I've been in radio for 1,000 years. I can't think of a Graham Nash
I believe
song.
that is the title cut to the album, too. I'm not sure. I don't
Really?
remember that.
Oh.
Can't
Okay.
remember. I don't remember if that's the title cut or not. That's how much I love Graham Nash. But
Graham Nash song? You looking them up?
No, I'm trying to
Okay.
remember the name of the
All right.
duet he did with Phil Collins. Because I'm in the same boat over here. I'm like, what's the
Yeah.
name of that song? I can't find it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Graham.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't with. I knew it was Phil Collins and David Crosby. See, I knew it was one of the band members.
yeah, see, and Crosby wanted
Yeah.
to get on board, too, but he can't. A lot of his music he doesn't own. And that's the same with Neil Young, too, right? Neil sold half of his rights to a company, some European company, and they've all sold their rights for, a bunch of money. So they can whine all they want, but, they don't own half of it. So tough.
Yeah. So tough. But nobody current, right? Nobody anybody cares about has jumped on the bandwagon. Have they? Not that I've heard anyway.
Not any of the names.
Some
that
guy
would
from the
matter.
E Street Band, Pat.
Oh, no.
I mean, right? Yeah.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
No, please, not the E Street Band.
Some guy. I don't know.
So
I'm
not
sure.
Bruce Springsteen.
No.
And
but
Springsteen
somebody
doesn't
from
own
the
his
band.
anyway.
What was the guy?
Doesn't he?
He just sold his rights for like $500 million.
Oh, yeah. That'd be nice. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yes.
You're like 74 or whatever he is, and you can just be set forever.
Right.
And your generations of children can be set forever.
know.
That's nice.
I mean,
That'd be nice.
Those guys have to say yes almost to that, right?
Pretty much. I mean, how
yeah.
can you pass that up?
I mean, that's
And why, at this point, would it matter?
right.
Go ahead and do it.
I mean,
Who cares?
they asked Billy Joel about it, and Joel said, well, I'd never say never. I mean, if somebody came in here with $1 billion, it'd be hard to turn them down, but that's what it would take.
Yeah, $1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah. For Billy Joel's catalog?
Yes.
That would be good, yeah. So the latest thing, though, for Rogan is the N-word situation.
Yes.
Which, in a lot of the cases, I don't know, they took down 113 episodes of his show, and I think that was all N-word episodes.
We're surmising that.
Yeah. We're seducing that or whatever. And my guess is he's usually quoting somebody or just reading it from a story or whatever.
Right.
I doubt that.
For the most part.
I think there's one place where where he maybe used it as an insult.
Yeah, in his latest apology, he explained the context that he used it in. It was not good
And
at all.
he should not have apologized.
He shouldn't have.
She should
And he
not have
caved.
apologized.
He pretty well. I mean, kind
know.
of caved.
Once you apologize, man, they have got you.
They got you. And the guy has 11 million listeners a day.
That's just a little
11
more,
million.
A little more than chewing the fat.
Is it?
My
It's
podcast.
just north of
I
chewing
think the
fat.
Just a
controversy
little bit
helped
more.
Joe Rogan pass chewing the fat.
Just recently would be
yeah,
my
it
guess.
just-
Man, I better go take down all the N-word shows I've done.
And I agree with you that he should not have made a video about the COVID stuff and having other views on that bending of the knee was
Yes.
pathetic.
It was.
This one, he had a chance to kind of explain himself, and I think it was more necessary. Certainly, much more necessary than the COVID one.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So there's two different.
We've all,
apology
yeah,
videos.
yeah, that's true. But we've all had, in the past, in the history of radio, we've all said the N-word the full word in context of reading from trials or
when
reading
you're
from songs.
Quoting somebody.
Yes.
It used to be
okay,
acceptable.
And then it wasn't.
Yeah, and now it's not. It's not in any context at
nothing.
any time.
Doesn't matter.
Anywhere.
Do I agree
amazing.
with it? Absolutely not. But them's the rules.
But yeah, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. So what are you going to do about it? There's not much.
I know. There's
No.
Not much
and,
to do
so
about
what?
it.
You got the CEO last night who said...
Yeah, but the CEO said we're not getting rid of him.
Right. Exactly.
Which is interesting. Mm-hmm. Good for him.
Yeah,
Daniel,
he's held pretty strong.
Daniel Ek, chief executive of Spotify, addressed Joe Rogan's past use of racial slurs and called the comments incredibly hurtful. But he said he doesn't believe silencing him is the answer. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Now, there is a force that's bound and determined
to silence
him.
But they're not going to. See, that's the whole thing. I mean, if they knock him from Spotify, okay, so does that mean Joe Rogan disappears? How about no?
No, not when you've got 11 million listeners.
And Spotify has got to be thinking, look, if we don't have him, somebody else is going to make money off of him. But this isn't even about Joe Rogan. Even if you haven't listened to Joe Rogan for 1 minute, this is about us and just the principles of free speech and personal choice, quite frankly.
That's exactly right.
He's just the biggest fish. Mm-hmm. And if they can take him down, then they are sending a signal to the rest of us that don't step out. Don't you even attempt to go. They didn't go after the N-word stuff until he went after the COVID stuff.
Right.
So they played that card only after he stepped out on the COVID stuff.
They realized they weren't going to win the COVID stuff.
Yeah, and exactly, you're exactly right. And they had like, oh, I guess we better play this card now. We thought we were going to get him on that, but Joe Rogan is just the latest battlefield from the past 2 years of taking away our ability to choose in society writ large with the COVID stuff. And just they don't want you to step out of line. They don't want you to speak.
And if it works on him, they'll just start on somebody else.
Precisely. If they can take down Joe Rogan, they are sending a message. They can take down anybody.
First, they came for Alex Jones.
But I wasn't Alex Jones.
See?
And I didn't believe his conspiracy theories.
No, that's absolutely right, Jeffy.
Yeah. But that's true.
I know.
That's right. If you like a good snack throughout the day, but you'd rather not pack on the pounds doing it, here's some great news. It's Built Bar. Built Bar will satisfy your sweet tooth, will satisfy your hunger, and they've got a ton of different flavors.
Yeah, they just sent several boxes over there that I haven't shared the information with you yet, but
okay.
Maybe you can partake later. Yummy stuff.
And great flavors. Double chocolate, coconut, mint brownie, salted caramel, which is my favorite.
I took them all out of the box, sorry. You snooze, you lose. You're out of town, bro.
Cookies and cream. Just about anything you could imagine, they have a flavor for it at Built Bar. And you don't have to feel guilty about it because they have 18 grams of protein, only 4 to 5 grams of sugar and carbs. Really, and 180 calories? That's nothing. It's almost nothing.
For me, it's nothing.
Right?
I can tell you that.
It's literally nothing to you. Go to Built.com, use the promo code PAT15 to save 15% off your first order. Promo code PAT15 for 15% off at Built.com.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
President Braindead had some profound things to say over the weekend.
As per usual.
As usual, yes. And here were some of the things he had to say over the weekend.
Nobody knows, man.
I don't want to get going because I keep you here too long because you know all what I've said, and you know what I've done, and you know what we're doing, and you know what I know what you're doing.
Well, what?
Let me close with this.
That is awesome.
I know what you're doing, and I know what I did, and I know where it goes.
Right?
And I know that it's gone.
I know what you're doing.
I don't want to get going because I keep you here too long because you know all what I've said, and you know what I've done, and you know what we're doing, and you know what I know what you're doing. Let's close with this.
What?
Nobody knows, man.
That's amazing. That's
he
sad.
is a puzzle.
Yeah, he is.
He's a puzzle, all right.
Ooh-wee.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
He's a puzzle, all right.
And here's another great Joe Biden moment from the last few days.
I remember going to a little Catholic grade school in Claymont, Delaware, which was a steel town that was dying. And the bus would go, my mother would drive me to the school parking lot. It was called Holy Rosary School. From a little, it was called Brookview Apartments. It used to be Section 8 housing later. Yeah. And I get out of the bus, I get out of the car, and this is where I-95 runs parallel to these days. And I'd say, Mom, why are all those kids, it was then called colored, why are all those colored kids in that bus? Because in Scranton, there weren't any. There were very few blacks. So they're not allowed to go to school with us here in Delaware.
Wait. Okay, Scranton is in Pennsylvania.
No. He had moved. I spent a lot of time on this stupid clip, Pat. I've already done the mental gymnastics.
Okay, I got to hear that again. Can you back it up to the end?
That's awesome.
Because I was with you, man.
So he was in a car and on a bus.
You got to start at the beginning on this.
And I'd say, Mom, why are all those kids, it was then called colored, why are all those colored kids
Oh, my gosh.
in that bus?
Yeah. No, they
Because in
weren't.
Scranton,
You
there
called
weren't
them
any.
that.
There were very few blacks
See, because in Scranton, there were very few
they're not
blacks.
allowed
Now
to
he's
go
in
to school.
Delaware.
Oh, now he's in Delaware.
Yeah.
with us here.
Delaware's a big
Delaware.
black state?
I guess.
Is it like a huge black
Yeah, so
population
he's
in
used to
Delaware?
seeing 'em, I guess.
I see. Okay. So in Scranton, there were very few blacks. In Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Right. And I-95 doesn't run through Scranton, so
Well, it is now. It's on the
you had
corridor
to really
now.
figure this whole
It's
thing
on the
out.
corridor now.
But now in Delaware, it's the home of almost all black people.
What do you think of black people?
It's look up the percentage.
I'm
of
looking it up
blacks
right
in
now.
Delaware.
Demographics of
1%.
Delaware.
Get out of here. Yeah, maybe 2. I don't know. How many?
Hang on. It's going to take a while. You're going to have to talk among yourselves
now.
here.
I mean, no way.
And the colored thing. Come on
12%.
now.
12% black.
12%?
Yeah.
Huh, that does surprise me. That's about the national average, right? 12%?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, well, there you go. And he
But
used
no, he
colored
tried to
kids.
He tried to cover himself where he goes,
Yeah.
because he almost said him saying to his mom, "What are all those colored kids doing?" He stopped. And he goes, they were
They're
called colored kids.
colored
No.
back then.
You
No.
called them that, bro. Stop.
I hear that term again, though. They're using it again.
Yeah, they are.
Everything
really?
that was first, it was good, then it was bad, then it was good
I can't
again.
keep
I
up.
guess. I don't know.
thought you could say people of color.
Yeah.
But you can't say
Colored.
colored people.
'Cause then they say,
you got to reverse the
color
order.
are
Yeah,
they?
what color?
What color are they?
Yeah, it all matters. It's just how you structure your sentence, I guess. I have no idea. I can't keep up. I'm surprised that I didn't realize it's been bouncing around, huh? So it's kind of like, what do you call a gay person? I mean, you seriously, like the definitions, I
Yeah,
am
queer seems acceptable.
not able to keep
Right?
up. Yeah.
Queer used to be, I guess, insulting, and now they use it all the time.
But can you use it?
But
See, that's the trick here.
Question.
I
don't
need a
know.
chart. I need a chart of who can use what word when and
we
what's
just-
acceptable.
I mean, acceptable. They're people. People.
So just leave it at people? Just leave it at
Yeah.
people. Okay.
No, you can't, because they insist that you recognize their color now. They insist upon that because color blindness is racism. How many times have I heard that lately? Color blindness is racist.
Bro,
What?
I can't. Help me.
What? Why? How?
I don't know. I mean, they used to call them coloreds. So
That's what the
He
president
did
says.
at least.
I know. Yeah.
At least he
That's
did.
what the president said. That's what the president said.
Right, you're just
Yeah.
quoting.
It's outrageous. I don't know. But with Joe Biden, who knows about virtually anything he says.
There's no doubt about it. Now, he tweeted this weekend. Now, I don't know that. I mean, I don't know that
He's
he
good
could
on the Twitter.
say this
Right.
out loud, but he did tweet it. From the largest drop in the unemployment rate on record to the largest reduction in childhood poverty ever recorded in a single year. My first year in office saw the strongest economic growth in nearly 40 years.
Oh, get out of
There's
here.
more work to do, but America is on the move.
Okay, so we went from almost a depression during the whole COVID situation where we had the lockdowns and the shutdowns and you couldn't do business at all. So, of course, when we started opening things back up, it's going to recover. That has nothing to do with him,
Says you.
says me. And it's I says it because it's a fact. Okay? All right. There, I'm glad we got that taken care of. He is now, however, you remember the promise that he made during the campaign when he said multiple times.
I promise you, if I'm elected president, you're going to see the single most important thing that changes America is we're going to cure cancer.
Oh, all right. So
I'm not joking. He started to say after that.
I'm not. Yeah. He's going to cure cancer.
All right, let's do it.
I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Please do.
Why wasn't this day one priority?
So now I guess he's announcing some sort of cancer moonshot.
Right.
Awesome.
Going through this in the Moonshot, and my saying that I was told that, well, patients don't want to share their data. They all want to share their data.
What?
Sometimes y'all don't want to share what you know.
He is such a weirdo, man.
For each.
Okay, we clap here. Yay.
What? What are you talking about?
For each of the ways we know cancer today,
Okay.
we know we can change its trajectory.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
That's profound, right?
So what is the time frame on that? With the moonshot announcement, there was a time frame.
Oh, that's a good point.
We're going to go to the moon, and we're going to do it in this decade. And we got it done. So let's get it done. That'd be great. If he could do something like that, if he could spark a cancer moonshot where cancer is cured, that would be huge.
I thought that's what he was going to. Right. They want to.
That whisper thing's got to stop,
It's
man.
got to stop.
It's just
It is so
unbelievable.
bizarre and
It
so
really is.
creepy. They all want their data shared. What?
Some of you don't want to share their
What are
data.
you talking about? Who wants their data shared? And why?
But I thought we were going to do this with the Biden Cancer Initiative from 2017.
Yeah.
Right? Remember he was going to do that with the initiative. But they took in all that money and
Yeah, what happened to that money, Jeffy?
it's just gone. They spent
How much money was it?
The charity took in over $4 million, almost $5 million.
Okay, so we got ourselves a cancer cure
Yeah, they
yet?
spent no money on any of the research or anything. They spent it on salaries and parties and everything else, but no money on research.
No, literally no money on.
They closed it up. They just closed it up. It was over.
They closed it up because they
Oh, my
cured
gosh.
cancer.
They closed it up because
Wow.
he was gonna
Wow.
run for office, right? He didn't want to have to do
$5 million wouldn't do the job anyway, but still, you could have done some research. You could have gotten something done. You know, it's like muscular dystrophy. How much money did Jerry Lewis raise over the years?
like
$2 billion or something.
Okay, so
I think it was in the
It was
billions.
a lot of money. It was a lot of money.
okay, I'm at
Where's all that money? We still don't have a cure for muscular dystrophy. How's that possible?
whitehouse.gov.
We're closer.
Yeah, okay.
Here are the goals for the cancer moonshot. You ready?
Wow.
Yes.
This is verbatim from whitehouse.gov. Based on the progress made and the possibility before us, President Biden today set a new national goals for the cancer moonshot. Number 1, here we go. Working together over the next 25 years,
25 years?
we will cut today's age-adjusted
I'll be
death
dead from
rate.
cancer within
We
25
will, yeah,
years.
but
Thanks
but
a lot.
We will cut
All you
today's.
care about is you?
Dang it.
It's going to take, guys, 25 years just to cut today's age-adjusted death rate from cancer by at least 50%. They're not even curing it in 25 years. They're saying we're just going to cut down on the death rate
That's
by 50%.
Interesting, because that's not what he said.
I promise you,
That's not what he said.
if I'm elected president, you're going to
Okay.
see the single most important thing that changes America is we're going to cure cancer.
Oh,
Okay,
you're going to cure cancer.
We will
give you my word as a
improve
Biden.
the experience of people and their families living with and surviving cancer. And then now we're going to sum it up. We're going to put a bow on it here. Taken together, these actions will drive us toward ending cancer as we know it today. As we know it. That is the only clip where he doesn't include as we know it. That's a qualifier. He slipped up on that one, but the whitehouse.gov is bringing it back as we know it.
Wow.
And Jerry Lewis, $2.5 billion.
$2.5 billion. I knew it was in the billions. Wow. Where's the cure, Jerry?
As we know it.
Yeah, Jerry's not going to
No,
answer.
he's not
yet.
going to answer.
Yeah.
Not anymore. I got some tweets here. It's been so long, I forgot what they were called for a minute. Carl Smith tweets, Joe Biden says his new cancer cabinet will help change cancer treatment as we know it. Remember how well things worked out the last time the government promised fundamental change? Yeah. Yeah. Maskless, meandering malcontent. Who needs Neil Young when we have Pat Gray Unleashed to sing Old Man, Look at My Life? Well, that's true. That's true. I mean, it's the same. It's the same as Neil Young,
it is,
right?
practically.
It's exactly.
Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were.
I mean, you thought the record was playing right there.
Was it Neil? Was it Pat?
You don't know.
Indistinguishable.
You don't know. So the only reason you might suspect is because there was no accompanying music there.
Right. Well, you
know.
might have been an a cappella version.
Right.
Neil's
That's
done
true.
that before.
What's that?
Neil's done that before.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good. You need to bury that voice in as many instruments as you can find on the stage, bro. Come on.
That's
he
for
was
sure.
awesome.
Oh, my gosh. Rowdy introvert. With most languages, the more you hear it, the easier it is to understand. Bidenese is an exception. The more I hear, the less I understand.
No kidding.
From Jimmy Dimples, some people make things happen, others just watch things happen. Biden wonders what happened. Yeah, and here's the end of his big speech the other day. Brilliant stuff.
Let's
I
see
think
what
you're
we
gonna
got.
like this. And then he's helped off stage.
So he's going. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's wondering. I gotta say goodbye to these people.
I'll shake your hand
you,
and you.
thank you.
Who are you? I don't know you.
So he had to be reminded to go and shake their hands.
There's a colored person.
The Biden cancer
Now watch.
initiative.
Klobuchar's only coming up there to tell him to put his mask on. Watch this. Hey, you really got to put your mask on. Watch his face.
yeah.
Watch his face. Watch his face. Oh.
Right. Oh, that's right.
You should have told her to take a hike.
I infected all these people.
I'm the president. And then I love this part right
Watch
here.
this. They have
No.
to turn the mic on because he starts mumbling
And
again.
he takes it off again.
Watch this. Yeah. Hold on. They got to turn the mic on.
My grandmother would all hug jokes. Spread it. Go spread the faith, guys. We can do it.
Go spread the faith, guys.
To spread the faith. Okay. And then his wife takes his hand, leading him like a little child off the stage. Come this way, honey.
What? Okay. It's my sister, Jill. And she's leading me off the stage.
Is somebody new running sound at the White House? Because there's been a memo that went out that says, don't turn that mic back on.
Yeah.
When he walks away, you turn it off and you keep
Right.
it off.
Yeah.
But
they screwed up that time.
Obviously, China and Russia watching from afar and,
Well, no,
and
but I mean-
trembling when they
got-
see the old man being let off the stage like that.
Can you imagine how much they love this? Why would they worry about any response from us when they go into Taiwan or Ukraine? They're going to worry about this guy's
way.
response.
Well, they're planning it right now over there in the Olympics. They're over there chatting. Old Putin and Xi, they're already discussing their next move.
And I think that the problem is going to be solved, though, because doesn't Macron go to talk with Putin today?
Oh, the French guy?
Yeah.
He's going to go and fix this?
Oh, it's fixed.
France is showing
Oh,
up.
France is showing up, and they're laying down the law.
So it's good.
We don't need to worry about
all
it.
good.
I didn't know France was going to. They're going to fix this.
Thank you.
Somebody,
All right, good.
When this,
Good.
before it's all said and done, someone will be surrendering if France is involved. Yes.
Speaking of the Olympics, did you notice? Have you seen any of it?
I have not.
Because I watched, I don't know, half an hour maybe of the
I
skating
have
last
not.
night.
Yeah.
We're not doing well. We're 14th right now.
In the medal count?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
14th. Now, come on. I know winter games aren't our specialty, but 14th? You know who's number one? Sweden.
Yeah.
They got 3 gold. So they're ahead in the gold count. Actually,
medal.
the Russian Olympic Committee,
It's so stupid.
because they're being punished, so we have to call
Yeah.
them by
How-
a different name.
How long is that going to be going on?
I don't know. It's so stupid. If they violated rules, don't let them come. Because if they're all doing roids, which was the deal, the entire team was essentially banned from competition because of steroid abuse. So if that's the case, they shouldn't be competing. You don't just, we're going to change your name now, and you're not going to be able to fly the flag. Oh, no.
And I really don't appreciate your using the term abuse. I mean, they may have been using them. I
They've
don't
been
know that
using
they
them,
were
right?
abusing
Okay.
them.
If you use them, you are abusing them. Okay, that's the rule. Anyway, the Russian Olympic Committee: 2 gold, 2 silver, 2 bronze. They've got 6 medals so far. That leads the pack. Number 2 in number of medals Netherlands, Norway, Canada, and Japan are all tied at 4.
I thought those top 4 countries were the same.
China only has 2 medals. With 1.4 billion people, you should dominate every competition.
Yeah, you should.
Especially when you're kidnapping kids and
Right?
making them.
Thank
I mean,
you.
they had one
state.
Plus, we had a skater from the U.S. turn.
Yes,
right?
that made me mad.
Okay, first of all, these
yes.
rules for that short track relay, that is insanity. That's asking for trouble. Is that what you're talking about?
No,
No,
this was
we had a
this was
skater that
ski
trained
jumper.
here.
Oh, I didn't
trained
see
here
this.
in the U.S. and then decided
Oh.
I'm going to perform for China now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think she's
no.
only 18. If it's the same one we're talking about, there's an 18-year-old who performed for us last time or whatever, and this time she decided she wanted to show China how to introduce them to the Winter Games. I'm sorry, they've been at the Winter Games for, I don't know, 1,000 years.
But has anyone ever properly introduced them?
No, I guess not. So
China,
this
Winter Games.
girl's going to do it.
I don't know if
I
it's
have
the
not
same
heard
one or
this.
not,
And she's
but yeah.
totally American. She born here, grew up here. She's got one of her parents is American. She's completely American, and she's competing for China and a medal contestant too, or contender.
I mean, but then we also were getting reports of they're complaining about the food and the way they're being treated, and I was like,
what's wrong with the food?
I guess they're not being given the correct amount or not enough. China's like, that's what you get.
Really?
Yeah. There you go.
There's a
That's what
horrible
you get.
video of one of the athletes from one of those Nordic countries who was, put in isolation, and now her Olympic dream is, who knows what's going to happen there. But I mean, it's just absolutely brutal. And then they had this Chinese security guard who ushered this news crew. He was alive on the air.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I saw that.
Yeah, and
Took
then
him away.
Yeah,
Shouldn't have been there.
And
What's your
why?
problem?
he was.
Did they ever explain
Don't
why?
stand here.
No.
Stand
Yeah.
there.
You're not supposed to stand
Oh
there.
gosh, it was just. I mean, this is a terrible. And never mind, the blind eye turned toward the Uyghurs and all of the horrific stuff there. You sent in something, Pat. What was it? The ad that they're not NBC's refusing to.
Yeah, they didn't air.
Yeah, this is the ad that was produced by the basketball player Eric Cantor Freedom. I think because he changed his last name
he
to
did.
Freedom, didn't
Yeah.
he? So Eric Cantor Freedom
And Representative Waltz from Florida.
Yes, put this ad campaign together, and they wanted to buy time on the Olympics, and NBC said, nope, we won't do it. And here's why, because it's not flattering for communist China.
Oh.
The world's greatest athletic showcase. But just outside the show, rape, genocide, slave labor. American companies are drunk on Chinese dollars, entangled with communist dictators committing atrocities and propping up these genocide games staged by the Chinese Communist Party. And what can we do?
Stand for freedom. Defund the dictators. When you see made in China,
Put it down.
Servant Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
And NBC said no.
Huh.
No.
Weird
We
that
make
they
too
would
much
say-
money from our friends over there.
Yeah,
So,
we're one of those companies that are drunk on Chinese money. Okay?
exactly. Exactly right.
Are they making much money from this? It's like the lowest rated Olympics ever, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been
Not doing
horrific,
well.
Not doing
It
well
was
at
down.
all.
In fact, it was down the opening ceremonies 43%. That's a lot. That is a ton.
I mean, they've offered so much across all their platforms, and so
Yeah. And nobody seems to be interested. I'm not even
I'm
that interested this time.
It's just on.
I don't-
It's just one of those
Yeah.
that's on. It's not appointment watching.
Right. So, kind of serves them right.
yes, it does.
Let me tell you about Keeps. If you're losing some hair and you're distressed by that, you don't have to be. If you're sensitive about your hair loss, we've got great news for you. Keeps has you covered. It's genius. Keeps offers doctor-recommended, clinically proven, research-backed treatments to stop hair loss and improve hair growth. Keeps physicians will help you will help you select the right products and treatments for your specific condition and hair goals so that you can keep your hair. All Keeps treatments and their plans are delivered straight to your door at about half the cost of a traditional pharmacy. Your plan comes with a full year of unlimited messaging so you can connect with your doctor about anything, anytime. Have you used that yet, Keith? Have you used the messaging, or have you not had any questions about your hair treatment?
I talked to somebody early on, but it's not. They did such a great job. I haven't had to use that feature since.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, because the way what I did is I really had them tailor make it to me. There's several different products that you can use,
right?
And I only wanted a couple of them, and so they were able to.
And they were okay to do that.
Yep.
That's great. With Keeps, you get quality, expert care without visiting a doctor's office or pharmacy. Whether you're looking to prevent hair loss, stimulate hair growth, or just take better care of the hair you have, Keeps has you covered. Hair loss stops with Keeps. To get 50% off your first order, go to keeps.com/Pat. That's KEEPS.com/Pat.
Pat Gray.
We just played the ad from Eric Cantor, who's an NBA basketball player. Ennis, not Eric. Ennis.
We have an
Cantor.
Eric Cantor that works here.
Yeah, right.
Mind.
That's right.
I figured that's what you were doing. Yeah.
So Ennis Cantor has been wanting to meet with President Braindead for what, a year now?
Yeah, since day one in his office, he's been in office. Mr. Freedom here has been trying to get a conversation with him, and he actually just told the story recently about how he was having lunch in the Senate with one of the, quote, really, really big Democrat senators. And he goes, look, do you think he knows my story? I'd like to have a conversation with him. And the Democrat senator said,
unnamed.
He goes, quote, listen, I understand he knows all the human rights violations and political prisoners in Turkey, but Turkey is still a NATO ally. And obviously America doesn't want to go to war with Turkey. And him, the president, meeting with you is pretty much a screw job, is pretty much a screw you to President Erdogan. So that's why he's pretty much scared to have a conversation with you, end quote.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So the president of the United States is scared to have a conversation. A high-ranking member of his own party is admitting that the president of the United States is scared to have a conversation with an NBA player. I'm sure Russia and China are again trembling at the sight of Joe Biden doing fill in the blank.
You know that the thought of bumping up against Joe Biden is keeping them out of Taiwan and Ukraine. You know that for a fact. They're like, no, not right now.
And there's not one American listening to this that wouldn't agree with that statement if it's Trump.
Yeah.
Trump was actually keeping them out of further encroachment
I don't think there's
in
any
Ukraine
question about that.
and Taiwan. And now you've got China and Russia coming to that agreement that we will look the other way. You go into Ukraine, don't worry about us. You go into Taiwan, don't worry about us.
It's a dangerous world right now.
I believe China goes into Taiwan before Russia goes into Ukraine.
I agree completely. I don't think Russia goes into Ukraine. I think Putin's playing a game. But China, on the other hand, I'm absolutely with you on that.
Yeah. Well,
Unfortunately,
we'll see.
But I'm sure that our leaders are going to take care of this problem.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. We said the picture of them. I should have sent it in. There's a picture of President Biden and Kamala Harris and some of the military leaders all around the desk, and they're all sitting there wearing their masks, and it's just, they look frightening. Scary.
Do they?
Scary.
Yeah.
So, again, I go back to, I'm sure that China and Russia are quaking in their boots.
How long is this nonsense with the mask?
It's
How long is it going to go on? Can we please stop with it? Whether it's at an amusement park or at a military leader meeting, let's stop with the mask nonsense.
Yeah. And I'm sure we'll play it later. There's so many tangents here, but the kids are pushing back on that, on the mask stuff. Yeah.
Good.
Many
They should
places
be.
in the country.
It should be.
If they don't have the adults to fight for them, then they need to fight for themselves.
The adults have done such a crappy job.
A new Rasmussen poll says opposition to public school COVID vaccine mandates for kids is pretty high. Among independents, 62% oppose the mandates. Among Republicans, 74%, and Democrats, 26%.
Wow. None of those numbers are as high as I'd like to see them, that's for sure.
Right.
No, but this stupid Democrat, what is the matter with you?
Right, so they're cool with telling kids what to do. I thought I thought that they loved having kids make their own decisions for stuff, right?
Oh, that's yeah. Without even parental knowledge, let alone permission, they don't think that you should even have to go to your parents and they should have to know anything about their life.
Yeah.
The hypocrisy is overwhelming right now.
Yeah, but now we've got this is a school in Oakland, California, where the kids refuse to wear a mask. Saying that Governor Newsom set the standard there at the Rams game by not wearing a mask, so we're not going to either.
So they showed up they were sequestered in the gym.
Yeah.
And okay.
So the school said, okay, you get to go sit in the gym now. And that's where you're going to be.
Then they were going to block them in with these tables.
Yeah. Look at that. So they're the kids.
Okay.
We're not going to wear masks. Screw you.
Huh.
And so then they put tables in front of the door. Turn down the thermostat to freeze them out, make life miserable for them. Look at
so they'd have to come back out and wear their mask.
Seems to be a fire hazard there.
I was just going to say, that's got to be a fire violation.
Huh.
You can't be doing that.
Block the doors.
Why don't you just set it on fire after you block them in there? I mean, chain the doors, set it on fire. Well, they weren't wearing their masks.
Yeah.
So
what's the problem?
Oh, they're one step away from justifying that. Yeah.
They are.
I know.
Seriously.
They are.
And we don't have time here, but a kid at Washington, at a high school in Washington State, he rallied his students. He said, let's be respectful. Let's go in there, not wear masks. If they ask us to wear our masks, then we will politely decline and we will leave. And he makes the point, they get funding on your attendance. That's why it's important for them to have us go in there. So if we don't show up, if they won't let us go in without a mask, we go home for the day. They don't get their funding.
Smart kid.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Smart kid. Make it all about the money because that's what it's about for them.
That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Back from vacation. It was so great to meet so many of you at the parks. There was quite a few listeners at the parks.
Nice.
From all over the country. And so
that's awesome.
Really fun to see people from, I don't know, New Jersey, New York, Utah,
Did
California.
They come up to you to make small
was
talk?
it?
It was small talk.
Was it?
Yes, they did. Yes, it was. The small talk was great. Mm-hmm. It was great. Got some tweets here also from fabulous listeners. Zelda Lobird 10 tweets, yep, that was no lovey-dovey handhold. That was Jill leading Joe because he isn't sure where he is or where he's going.
Yeah, look at this.
Or for that matter, who he is.
My sister is leading me again.
Oh, wow.
Have you met my sister, Jill?
My word.
That's embarrassing. Mm-hmm. It's embarrassing. But that's what you get with an 80-year-old guy in the White House. Jimmy Dimples. Olympics? You mean the genocide games? Yeah. On that, I'm glad I'm as clueless as Biden on what's going on there.
Yep.
From Petty Officer America. I hear there's a new Olympic sport being introduced by China this year. It involves all Olympians, and it's called Who Can Make the Nike Shoe the Fastest?
Gosh.
That's so about right. Mm-hmm. Everybody's bowing to China because of the money involved. You know, they make the Nike shoes. They make the Apple products. They make all the stuff that we buy. And so this is the bed we made. Now we have to lay in it.
And what have we been saying? As soon as the Olympics are over, it's game on with Taiwan and possibly Ukraine. I mean, they're waiting for this Olympics to finish up. And when everybody gets out of the country...
And they're getting help from the American press. On the opening ceremony night with Savannah Guthrie, you see what she said? This is crazy.
Statement from the Chinese President Xi Jinping to choose an athlete from the Uyghur minority. It is an in-your-face response to those Western nations, including the U.S., who have called this Chinese treatment of that group genocide and diplomatically boycotted these games. There will be much discussion about this.
Yeah.
Yes, there will.
Yeah, and much
Savannah.
discussion about your defense of these Chinese who are committing genocide.
Wow.
Is that incredible?
Oh, my.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
When did we get to this point where communist China is right and everybody else is wrong?
Everybody else is wrong.
We had the ESPN commentator who also... was defending China, essentially comparing the United States and our voting laws.
Oh, yeah.
To the genocide going on with the Uyghurs.
Clip 29.
Yeah, play that if you would.
With genocide and human rights violations in the Tibet region and against Uyghurs in China. The International Olympic Committee chose Beijing while stating it is committed to human rights. Today's opening ceremony, which again you will see tonight, featured a lighting of the torch by 2 members of the Chinese Olympic team, one of which is Uyghur.
Oh, that was nice.
J.A. Adane, as a fan and then as a reporter, how do you reconcile enjoying this competition while also considering everything I just said?
I think it's standard in sports right now. You have to have a cognitive dissonance. You need to compartmentalize. We've never had a more enjoyable NFL playoffs in this country, and we've never had more people watching the playoffs, and yet it goes on amid the ongoing allegations against Dan Snyder, owner of the Washington football team, and the continuous concussion concerns, and now the concerns about diversity and the allegations and the questions about competitive integrity, even all of that, and yet we're still enjoying the games.
We got to update him.
Who are we to criticize China's human rights records when we have ongoing attacks by the agents of the state against unarmed citizens, and we've got assaults on the voting rights of
assaults
our
on the
people
voting
of color
rights.
in various states in this country. So
like, what's the assault,
sports,
J.A.?
I think it is possible, and it's necessary more than ever to just shut everything out if you are to enjoy the actual games themselves.
Okay, so there it is. Another. Okay, I got
Oh,
it.
guys.
Another defense of China and genocide and excusing that because he thinks even if they are bad voting rights, that is a bizarre and apples to oranges comparison there. Genocide to voting rights? I'm sorry. Genocide to competitive problems in the NFL? No. I'm sorry. No. The name of a football team with Dan Snyder or genocide in China? I don't know. Can you really compare the two? And then secondly, maybe you should learn something about the voting rights and how they're not preventing any persons of color from voting. Maybe you should look into that, J.A. How about that? Why don't you look into Texas voting rights? Why don't you look into Georgia voting rights and find out that those voting rights are far more open to all people, not just minorities, but everybody, than, let's say, the president's home state of Delaware. Why don't you look into that sometime and get educated on this? That's the problem with ESPN spouting off on issues like this. They have no idea what they're talking about. No idea what they're talking about. It's outrageous. It's just unbelievable.
But Dan Snyder.
Yeah. Did he do something else?
Well, they just had some of the cheerleaders testify. And
oh, yeah, the cheerleader gate.
Yeah.
Which was that he, what did he do? He didn't do it, right?
Well, he only picked the prettiest girls.
To be cheerleaders.
That bastard.
Cheerleaders.
That bastard. Okay, so I'm just selling.
Is that the thing? Is that really the issue?
The only thing I read
I thought there was a photography thing where they were taking pictures of them.
That's correct.
Okay.
They did a whole photo shoot.
Right, yes, the photo
did a whole
shoot
photo shoot
of the cheerleaders.
They did a photo shoot.
Right.
He said, hey,
yeah,
give me some outtakes from the photo shoot they did.
Okay, so he's looking at pictures they willingly took.
That's correct.
How dare he? How
Is this
one of the cheerleaders did another photo shoot, a lingerie photo shoot. He looked at those photos and asked for some of those photos from that.
That bastard. Wow.
Thank you.
And this is the owner of the Washington Commanders?
Yes, thank you.
Have they officially done it now?
Yes, it's so stupid.
Yeah, it is the Commanders.
Commanders,
now.
what a stupid name.
Yeah.
So dumb.
The Commanders.
The Commanders.
Where did that come from?
It's either commies or
yeah, let's go comms.
Let's go commies or just commando. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh boy. No man.
Now there was one of the
Red Wolves would have been a cool name.
I like the Red Wolves. Yeah.
Yeah. I from what I heard, that was the one that was being considered.
Yeah, I think we're gonna stick with the Redskins in my household.
Yeah.
That's not their name.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're a racist if you like that name.
Obviously.
Okay. So
I'm glad we
so
settled
he
that.
looked at photos of cheerleaders.
He asked for the outtakes of some of the ones that were showing their underwear and their stuff like that. But again, they took the photographs.
Did they willingly give them to him, or did he steal them, or was
he's paying for the photo shoots for the cheerleaders?
Did he put cameras in the locker room for the cheerleaders? I mean, so what's the deal?
There was one story. One cheerleader said that one night they were at some dinner and he put his hand on her thigh. Okay. Now then he asked. They were getting ready to go to another event, and he said, "Hey, why don't you just ride with me in my limo?" And she said, well, his attorney said that wouldn't be a good idea. And so Dan said, that wouldn't be a good idea. And so she didn't.
And that's a problem because
she could have possibly gotten into that limousine.
So she did want to ride with him after he put his hand on her thigh? There's something missing here.
I don't understand.
And I don't know what it is.
I don't know either. I don't
crazy.
know either.
And for cheerleaders to be pretty.
No.
I can't even imagine the horror.
I know
of that scenario.
And the final calling was all his, and he only picked the prettiest ones. That bastard. I want him out.
What do the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders looking for the nastiest looking women they could possibly find?
Didn't the NFL
I don't think
say
so.
we were supposed to have guys now? And they were allowing men to be cheerleaders now in the NFL? Yeah.
I think so. And are they going to look for dumpy old men? Is Jeff Fisher going to be one of those male cheerleaders?
You have no idea
I don't think so.
How I want to be right now.
Think so.
I'll tell you that. But I'm guessing probably not.
I'll tell you something. There was a cheerleading squad, or I don't know, a whole brigade of cheerleaders one day at Universal or Disney, I forget which. And
in uniform?
Yeah.
At the place?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a fan.
Mm-hmm. They were doing something there.
Okay.
Cheering, I hope.
But the cheerleaders today
I know.
do not look like the cheerleaders when I was in high school.
Good or bad? No. Good or bad?
That is subjective.
Okay. Because I will say.
They don't have the... I mean, we didn't choose the variety of sizes for cheerleaders.
Right.
I see.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can remember seeing some of the...
And now you have to.
You see, we've done some parades in the past. Parade calling.
Yeah.
And you have, over the years...
That's changed.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, picking the prettiest apparently is inappropriate now.
Yeah.
You've got to get cheerleaders.
I mean, they
are not pretty.
Yeah, you have to.
Who are not in shape,
like a variety pack.
You have to have the overweight women walking the runway.
Diversity,
all of it. Yeah,
diversity is all powerful.
Which is good.
Jeffy loves that.
Yeah, we all worship at the altar of diversity now. It has to be diverse, and you better have every single nationality and ethnicity in there too.
So that's why I say Dan Snyder, I want him gone. I don't want to hear from him. I want him out.
And he probably will be. This will probably bring him down.
Absolutely.
As owner of the Redskins.
I think he is already.
Whoa.
You're doing. I think technically, really, he kind of is, right? They're just using his money now. I mean, they put the wife in charge. I mean, it's okay to use his money.
Right.
We don't want him in the office.
It's indicative of what's going on in the country. It really is. And I just don't understand it anymore. I don't get it. I do like this, though. Somebody's finally pushing back. There's a few good reporters. Jake Tapper has found his giblets again.
Yeah.
We've got the Associated Press's Matt Lee.
Always great at the State Department.
Who's at the State Department. And he doesn't get covered a lot because the State Department sort of shift
and you never
doesn't get covered.
You never really see his face. You always hear his voice challenging. Back in the day, it was Jen Psaki. Remember, he used to always go head to head with her.
Yes, until she got promoted to the big chair.
And so they're talking about how the State Department says Russia is about to pull a false flag operation to
as an
give
excuse
to invade Ukraine.
Yeah, those stories were. The headlines for that were everywhere for a couple of days.
So Matt Lee asks about it.
What evidence do you have to support the idea that there is some propaganda film in the making?
Matt, this is derived from information known to the U.S. government, intelligence information that we have declassified. I think you know.
Okay, well, where is it? Where is this information?
It is intelligence information that we have declassified.
Well, where is it? Where's the declassified information?
we want to see it.
I just delivered it.
No, you made a series of allegations and statements.
Would you like us to print out the topper? Because you will see a transcript of this briefing that you can print out for yourself.
That's not evidence, Ned. That's you saying it. That's not evidence. I'm sorry.
Nice.
What would you like, Matt?
I would like to see some proof that you that you can show that
Matt, you have been
that shows that the Russians are doing this. Ned, I've been doing this for a long time.
I know that was my point.
You
you have been doing this for quite a while. You know that when we declassify intelligence information,
right. And I
we do so in a means. We do so with an eye to protecting sources and methods.
Is not going to fall. I remember a lot of things. So where nice. Is the declassified information other than you coming out here and saying?
Matt, I'm sorry you don't like the format, but we have declassified.
It's not the format; it's the content.
I'm sorry you don't like the content. I'm sorry you are doubting the information that is in the possession of the U.S. government. No, what I'm telling you is that this is information that's available to us. We are making it available to you in order for a couple reasons. One is to attempt to deter the Russians from going ahead with this activity. Two, in the event we're not able to do that, in the event the Russians do go ahead with it, to make it clear as day, to lay bare the fact that this has always been an attempt on the part of the Russian Federation to fabricate a pretext.
Agreed,
but you don't have any evidence to back it up other than what you're saying. It's like you're saying, we think we have information the Russians may do this, but you won't tell us what the information is. And then when you're asked...
That is the idea behind deterrence, Matt. That is the idea behind deterrence.
And when
it is our hope that the Russians don't go forward with this.
You say, I just gave it to you. But that's not what,
you seem not to understand. You seem not to understand the idea of deterrence. We are trying to deter the Russians from moving forward with this type of activity.
Unreal.
That is why we're making it public today. If the Russians don't go forward with this, that is not ipso facto an indication that they never had plans to do so.
But then it's unprovable. I mean, my God. What is the evidence that you have that suggests that the Russians are even planning this?
Matt,
I'm not saying that they're not, but you just come out and say this and expect us to believe it.
If you declassified it, show us.
A shred of evidence that it's actually true.
Now listen to what Ned leans on here.
When I asked,
come on, Ned, you got it.
Anyone else asked, what's the information? You said, well, I just gave it to you, which was just you making a statement.
Matt, you said yourself, you've been in this business for quite a long time. You know that when we make information, intelligence information public, we do so in a way that protects sensitive sources and methods.
Wow. Oh, wait, where's the... Oh, shoot. Did I give an endpoint too soon there?
Did he eventually say...
He says, you don't trust the U.S. government?
Oh, my gosh.
No, Ned. Welcome to the party.
No.
We do not, under any circumstances anymore, trust the U.S. government. Face value? Shut up.
Wow. Hey, Ned, I hate to pull you out of Neverland, but no, we don't trust everything you say. Call me cynical. I'm not buying everything coming out of your mouth.
Check your track record, Ned.
I mean, that's amazing. If it's been declassified, all I'm asking for is that you show us the evidence you have. Because it's declassified, so show it to me. Don't just tell me about it. Show it to me.
Do I need to print out a transcript?
You've been doing this for a long time, Matt.
That's amazing. Wow, there's a little disconnect there.
Just a little.
Shoo. All right, let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. If you're trying to sell your home, you know what a challenge it is. You know how stressful it can be. So you need a great realtor. You need somebody who's been doing it a long time, somebody with a track record, a really good track record. Somebody who's committed to their craft, not somebody who does it part-time. You know, they're a part-time realtor and they dabble in like makeup and maybe they sell Amway on the side. You know, one of those deals.
They're always showing up to the house showing in their pink Cadillac.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. These are fully committed realtors who are the best in their area. It's Real Estate Agents I Trust. They're fans of the show, so they have a lot in common with you, and it's just going to be a great experience. Real Estate Agents I Trust, the name says it all. Go to realestateagentsitrust.com, realestateagentsitrust.com. We're debating Jeffy's dumb promo content there with the male nudity thing. Weird. What a weird story.
I know.
That would have been the one that I would have said wasn't
the
true.
lie?
Yeah.
Well, you would have lost the game.
I guess so.
So if you're listening on
I
Blaze
guess so.
Radio, then you understand the context here. There was a fun promo. You got to check out Chewing the Fat to hear it in its entirety.
That's right. That's only on. Is it on? It's not on Blaze TV?
No.
Oh. Well, never mind then to Blaze TV.
Yeah, Blaze TV
viewers. Never mind. Pretend the last 30 seconds did not happen.
But
You didn't hear it.
Subscribe to Chewing the Fat, though.
Okay. And subscribe to this and rate it 5 stars because that's the only appropriate rating for it. And then, everybody that'll shoot to the top and everybody be able to see it and enjoy it and love it together. And you'll all have a beautiful experience one with another. It'll be something very, very special. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Got some tweets here. Jimmy Dimples tweets on Around the Horn. That's an ESPN show. I hate that show so much.
And that's where we took that clip from, yeah.
I will not watch it. As soon as that guy comes on, click. You get points for making good points and muted and docked points for talking stupid, right? Notice Adonde's score stayed at 0. I didn't notice that.
Good catch.
That is a good catch. So the host is the one who gives him the points too, right? Yeah. He hits that thing.
I guess he was that.
Ding, ding.
So he didn't give him good. Oh, good. Carol Remarks tweets, cheerleader gate is like me putting my selfies on social media and then getting mad if y'all compliment me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vern Lundquist tweets, one's attractiveness is pretty subjective. So who's to say that Snyder's cheerleader choices were right or wrong?
Oh.
True. That's right. And it's changed over time, too.
Yes, it has.
Bigger women were considered better back in the 1800s, right? Because they childbearing and all that stuff.
Jeffy, what do you recall from that era?
Yeah. Why don't you share it with us since you were there?
Well, I mean, during those years, we did prefer women that were
a little bit wider.
To take care of themselves.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yep.
Okay.
Well, after you look, I mean, it's clear that after you have a few children, a lot of women sometimes, and so,
Maybe you should just use your inside voice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you should keep that on your inside voice. I'm not sure.
That's not a lie.
Yeah, okay.
2 minutes till commercial.
Please direct all comments, ladies, to Jeffy.
No, you can email me, chewingthefat at theblaze.com.
Chewingthefat
at theblaze.com.
All righty. We've got Kevin Davis here who tweets, so kids can choose their gender, but they have to be vaccinated? Yes.
Right.
Yes,
indeed. Indeed they do. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Just looking at the next president of the United States.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
He's on the phone?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson's on TV this morning?
Kristi Noem, the governor of South Dakota. For 2024. Did you just see that the South Dakota legislature shot, a committee.
That's what she's on for.
Stopped her abortion bill, which would have prevented abortion after the heartbeat is detected.
I see they were talking to her about the trans ban.
Oh,
for
okay.
the athletes, yeah.
Wow, they're still harping on her with that? Wow. Because that's a much bigger deal. She had an abortion bill that she proposed, and it would have stopped abortions in South Dakota when the heartbeat is detected. And the Republican legislature stopped it for the next year because they say, we don't want that to maybe harm our lawsuit against Planned Parenthood.
What?
I don't know. I don't know how that has anything to do with it, but that's what they said. So she's got a little bit of a battle with her own Republican Party in South Dakota right now. It's bizarre what's going on.
Really bizarre.
You just rarely can count on Republicans. And they prove it over and over and over again.
I see where Chris Christie and Mike Pence are starting to take some shots at Trump these days.
Probably not a good idea.
I know.
Be interesting to see what happens to their approval ratings. Chris Christie's already in the dumps, but Mike Pence going to take a hit on that. That's not smart. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Some interesting things going on at CNN. First of all, the head of, is it Discovery now that owns CNN? I think their parent company was talking about CNN the other day on one of the shows, CNBC or something.
On one of the business channels, yeah.
Yeah. His name is Zaslav, and this is what he had to say about how great CNN is.
Over the broadest menu of entertainment, from kids to adults to teenagers, the greatest movie library, TV library, and we have more local content than anybody in the world, motion pictures. So we have this great entertainment menu, which should keep people in the home, from the kids to the grandparents.
Right.
Why would they go anywhere else?
I don't know.
And then we're the leader in news to
Leader
the
in
left.
news. To the left.
And
To the what?
We're now, one of the leaders in
to the
sports.
left. Definitely.
To the right.
Did you say to the left? Man, you weren't
You did say
kidding.
to the left. You aren't kidding. That's right.
No, that was an aside.
That's right. It was.
I shouldn't have said that, he said.
I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. I apologize. Obviously, the leader in news to the left, because he can't say they're the leader in news. They're behind not just Fox, but MSNBC, and they're getting trounced by everyone. So he had to leader in news to the left. Well, since then, because it sounded like an admission that they have a bias, which they do. And everybody knows
not a surprise.
to the point where he accidentally said it. That's how well known it is.
Right.
Why hide it anymore? Everybody knows CNN is left. Then he tried to explain it away by saying, no, I was talking about the left of the Discovery Ledger.
What? Just stop.
Wait, what?
Just stop, bro.
Full stop. Yeah.
Just stop.
Stop. That is just ridiculous. No, I was talking about the left side of the paper because that's where CNN is on our printout sheets that we do. And CNN starts with C, so it winds up on the left side of the paper.
Oh, now that makes sense now.
Okay.
Now I got it.
I meant that people at CNN are more left-handed than right-handed. That's all I was saying.
Okay.
CNN is in more trouble than ever now.
Oh, the worst.
Jeff Zucker, right? Stepping down.
Yeah, apparently a little problem with the
The
new
problem
management.
was that he lied, right? The problem was that they lied about it.
Yeah.
I mean, having an affair at work. Whoa. Whoa.
Wait a minute. He's divorced.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Oh,
I don't know
it was
if
going
she
on back
is.
at the time.
And I don't know that if she is or not, but
Okay.
whatever. They're at work.
So
What
he
are
was
you gonna
supposed
do?
to disclose this.
Yes, that's where they
is
got
the
in
problem.
trouble, is that they lied about it during the disclosure stuff.
Okay, so
And Cuomo,
if you're carrying on with somebody at work, you have to
yeah, you're
disclose
supposed
it.
to disclose it.
And he didn't.
Correct.
And so,
So
they
he gets
fired
the
him
boot.
for it.
She
All right.
stays.
Oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
That is interesting, isn't it?
Mhm.
That is interesting.
Interesting.
I guess because of the power dynamic.
Yeah, right. Right. And speaking of CNN, something's going on with Jake Tapper. He's being Jake Tapper again.
What?
Occasionally. He's discussing crime in the country with Joe Biden advisor Cedric Richmond.
He knows he needs a job soon.
Yeah.
So several major U.S. cities have seen record crime, record homicides in the last year, including my hometown, Philadelphia. Why shouldn't voters in those cities not only blame President Biden, but blame their Democratic mayors?
Thank you.
Well, they shouldn't. It's a bigger
Yeah.
problem that it takes investment
It's
in
investment.
communities. So when you look at
We need money.
whether it was our American Rescue Plan or whether it was Build Back Better or whether it was the bipartisan infrastructure bill, one, you have to improve communities. You have to invest in families. You have to invest in opportunity and education and all of those things. And those things have been neglected
We need money.
for some time.
It's always money.
Huh.
Gotta get more money.
Huh. Kind of filtered down to Jake Tapper that all of these are Democrat cities.
He has been on a tear lately. That's at least 5 instances that we're aware of just in the last, I guess maybe a month or so.
Mm-hmm.
I think he knows all this stuff is bubbling under at CNN, and he's now trying to go back and separate himself from the insanity.
That
Maybe.
definitely makes
That's my
sense.
theory.
Or maybe he started listening to The Blaze and he's thinking, yeah,
You know,
I
those
hadn't thought
guys
of that
are
before.
right.
Those are all Democratic strongholds. Why aren't they doing better? Why? Like the person who went through all the blue states and wanted to find out why they're doing better than the red states are, and found the exact opposite. Oops. Oopsie daisies. And then came out and admitted it. Look, I was looking to show you why these are so much better, and none of them are. They're all in worse shape than the Republican states.
Yeah, but that Tapper clip is kind of a signal as to where the Democrats are going. We've got the Joe Biden clip talking about what's next on the old agenda there.
All righty. And
no violation of a Second Amendment right. We talk like there's no amendment that's absolute. When the amendment was passed, it didn't say anybody can own a gun and any kind of gun and any kind of weapon. You couldn't buy a cannon, and when this amendment was passed,
you could.
There's no reason why you should be able to buy certain assault weapons, but that's another issue.
That's another issue.
It is another issue because you could buy a cannon in revolutionary times.
As far as I know, you can buy a cannon now.
No, I think you can. Have you ever been to a Civil War reenactment?
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. I go often. Do they have cannons?
We just had this discussion off the air, Jim. Have you ever been to a Civil War reenactment? No, actually, I haven't.
Maybe you should.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
one day I will.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do a Civil War reenactment.
Bring your lawn chair and follow them around their battles.
And when I leave, I'm going to purchase one of their cannons, and I'm going to take it home with me. I'm going to own one just to own it.
Put it on the
and say, in your face, Joe Biden, I do own a cannon.
You need a hitch to all this thing? No, I got one already.
They sell the cannons in the gift shop there at Gettysburg. As a matter of fact,
there you go.
People don't
like
plan
actual
ahead.
cannons.
People don't plan ahead and bring the U-Haul trailer to take it home, and then so the next thing you know, you're like, oh crap, I'm not prepared.
That won't fit in the back of an F-150.
Nah, I don't think.
I would think you could put a cannon. in that.
Maybe a 350.
Okay. 350 should probably handle it. Those are gigantic. Those are like semis.
350 dually, you can hit that bad boy on there.
Wow. So the old argument, well, you can't own a cannon, and now it's, you can't own a nuclear weapon.
I remember
Well, if I could split an atom in my basement, I could own a nuclear weapon.
And recall,
okay?
the only thing keeping you from owning a nuclear weapon we've discussed before is the HOA. I mean, there's certain bylaws that prevent that from happening, but the government has no say.
They frown on nuclear explosions in their neighborhood.
Now, if you live toward the back of the
anymore.
Yeah, if you live toward the back of the neighborhood and you have a big enough backyard, then
it's okay.
There's some leeway there.
All right. I've got a super collider in my backyard. Is that bad or is that okay?
Don't let them know.
Hang on a second. Do you plug that into a socket to get it to go?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Now we got to do like an Instagram video of that. I got to see this.
My HOA is so anal about stuff. We had to replace the roof, obviously, like everybody in the DFW did last year, and because of the terrible hailstorm. So we had to replace the roof, and we had to get their permission to put the same roof on that we already had.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we had to get there. What? So stupid.
Hold on a second.
I accidentally put it on first, though.
I was going to ask you, what do you do? Yeah, you don't ask permission.
Right. Hey, it's already done. I hope that was okay.
What was so different? Like, how would they even know? Like, if I'm standing in the street and I look up at my neighbor's roofs, I'm like, oh, that's a grade B plus niner
when
up
you
there.
become part of the HOA security, you'll be aware of those differences.
The HOA police comes through the neighborhood on a regular basis, believe me.
I mean, was it like a hot pink collection of shingles on your roof? What was the issue?
No, it's pretty normal stuff.
How did they even know?
I guess because roofers are on your roof replacing it, and they drive through the neighborhood all the time looking for violations.
Did we get an okay from that particular?
You wouldn't believe the stupid stuff we've been notified about. Things like our mailbox is too tall or too short, or I forget which. It was there when I bought the house. I haven't done anything to it.
Tell me you didn't.
I didn't. I called him and I told him it was there when we bought the house. I'm not doing anything to it. So yes, HOA will prevent you from building nukes in your backyard, probably.
I will say that the corner hedges need to be replaced. They are looking a little
long,
downtrodden.
Yeah. Got to trim them up for sure.
I'll send you an email with pictures.
Yeah, do that, please.
Yeah.
All right.
And then you'll send the bill after you send somebody out to cut the grass. Yeah. I mean, come on.
888-900-3393. But that argument is so agonizing.
Can't own a cannon
when they have no idea that you
guess
could
what,
own a
Joe?
cannon. You could. In fact, the privateers, the citizen sailing ships.
Oh,
right. The privateers.
Yeah.
Owned cannons. They bought cannons. They put them on their ships, and they went and killed British with them.
Huh.
So. Yeah, they own cannons. You could privately buy a cannon.
It's a doofus. I mean, he's the president of the United States.
Oh, he's so stupid and just so cognitively disintegrated that it's an embarrassment.
It is.
It's just an embarrassment at this point. All right. Speaking of weapons and the whole gun situation, you know that I, of course, lost my guns in a tragic boating accident. We've talked about it for years.
We have,
yeah.
I hate that for you.
I do too. Yeah, I hate it for me.
Do you remember where you were?
I just remember we were in the deepest water on Earth. That's all I remember about it. I don't remember where that was. Could have been a really deep lake or a pond.
But it was the deepest water
on Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so we could track that down.
Yeah, I tried to, but I'm not
Marianas
sure.
Trench, you were out fishing above that? Okay.
I think I was.
Think you were?
I think so. Yeah,
It's not coming back
they,
to you?
They could have been, swept away by current into some other body of water by now.
See.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Up a river, into a lake. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the way waters work.
Yeah, like the guns were swimming against the
Always moving.
tide, like salmon do.
Always moving.
Always moving. And then who knows where they are.
So is there an update on your guns?
There's an update.
Oh, right. We found them.
I'm not sure if these are mine or if somebody else had the same problem I had.
Oh,
but
it's a problem.
A Florida boy hauled in 250 caliber Barrett sniper rifles on a fishing trip.
Oh, there they are.
There they are. Look at that. That's so funny.
Nice.
Really?
So why did you shave the serial numbers off, Pat, before you went fishing?
Oh, I think they came off in the salt water.
Oh.
Yeah. When they travel upstream, wears them down.
I see.
When guns swim upstream, it's really hard on them.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the serial number come right off. 11-year-old Florida boy decided to try out magnet fishing.
I want to try this now. This sounds cool.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that. With his grandpa in a canal and discovered 250 cal M82A1 Barrett sniper rifles submerged beneath an overpass.
Okay.
Alan Cadwallader had a 5-pound magnet. 5-pound magnet on the end of a rope and tossed it off a bridge, the C-102 canal, on Sunday. Within minutes, he struck the first rifle. Then...
How excited are you if you're that kid with your magnet?
Oh,
you
so psyched.
Stat.
I got a sniper rifle now. Who can I shoot? They had expected to fish up some scrap metal or other odds and ends and wanted to clean up the waterway. Oh, that's really nice. That's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And they chose the canal just because it was near a family home in Homestead. We ended up with 2 pounds of scrap metal and 40 pounds of gun.
Wow. Finders keepers.
Wow, these sniper rifles are 20 pounds apiece. Whew. He estimated the guns are worth about $10,000 each. But yeah, so obviously some sniper had the same boating accident I had.
Yeah. What a
happened to be in
coincidence.
this canal.
So this is not...
I did not have sniper
Okay.
rifles.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So mine were just AR-15s.
I see.
And a Glock. That both ended up in the water. Dang it. Dang it.
You gotta be careful next time you go fishing, dude.
I know, right?
Come on,
And I
man.
go fishing so seldom that things like that don't happen that often. But
When
what are you
they
going to do?
When they do.
What are you going
It's
to do?
tragic.
Yeah, when they do, it's really bad.
Uh-huh.
So Don't take your guns out on fishing trips, people.
I think that's the moral of the story.
That is the moral. That is the moral of the story. All right, but keep your mask on if you're going fishing, because you never know when you're going to spread that COVID to salmon or trout, and then you'll kill everything in the water.
Goodness.
And it's just not good.
No, it's not going to be pretty.
So, Eric Garcetti is not a good example to follow, apparently. He was at the Rams game, and there's, of course, a California mandate where you must be masked.
Right, so he's the mayor of L.A.
And he's the mayor of Los Angeles.
He and Gavin Newsom, the governor, just
hanging out,
flouting the rules, right?
Up in the boxes.
Now,
meeting and greeting.
Even outdoors, or no, it's an indoor stadium, isn't it? It's an indoor stadium.
I guess technically they consider it indoor because it's got that big open end, right?
Yeah.
SoFi's
it does.
got that big wide open end.
This is that $5 billion stadium.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So it is.
It's beautiful.
It is nice. I'd like to see a game there sometime.
Me too.
But anyway, here's how Eric Garcetti explained things.
I wore my mask the entire game, and when people ask for a photograph, I hold my breath and I put it here, and people could see that. There's a 0% chance of infection from that.
Oh, there you go.
All right, look at that.
So shut up.
The science is spoken, baby.
Oh, my. So there's 0%. Is that
So
science?
get off me.
0% chance of infection
if you hold your breath.
If you hold your breath.
You just got to hold your breath, Pat.
So that
simple.
science is in now, because we talked about holding your breath when you pass people. Remember that?
Yeah.
On the air, we've talked
Yes.
about that. And we said, I don't even know if that works, but I do it sometimes.
Yeah, it's worth a shot, right?
So I guess it does. Where Eric Garcetti said the science is in.
The science is in.
It's 100% impossible to get it if you hold your breath.
And he was also holding a mask, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if that adds to the equation.
Oh, so instead of it just being for show, you think it might be repelling, like pew, pew, like a shield.
You know,
Huh. I should have tried that when I was in line.
You sure should have.
For the Rise of the Resistance at the Star Wars area of Disneyland, Disney World. It said, hey, I'm just holding my breath while I'm in here. I'm holding my breath. And there's 100% chance of not getting it.
Right.
Yeah, then you play him the video of the mayor of L.A. saying, look, 0% chance.
0% chance of getting a spreading COVID if you're holding your breath.
I'm guessing that the enforcer at Disney would say, we ain't in L.A., bro, but the mask on, okay?
It's kind of strange that both those parks are in Orlando, Florida, where Florida you would expect would be more lenient because of DeSantis, right? And the way that he has treated this. But nope. They're still not. So
they did have to drop their vax mandate along with all the other companies in Florida. So that's
for their employees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they don't ask you at all if you're a customer, which is good. Because it wouldn't surprise me for them to say, yeah, you can't come into the park unless you're vaccinated.
Right.
Which would have ended my trip there.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if
would
you
not have done it.
Yeah.
If you told them, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Then you could say, yes.
Yes, I am vaccinated. Well, then they want the proof, right?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I lost it in a boating accident. I went down with my guns.
Well, that's fine. You just can't come into the park today.
No, but I have it.
Maybe you should go back and fish it out.
Do you want to hear Shaquille O'Neal had some good words on vax mandates? He's not a fan.
Okay.
I appreciated this.
Look, I encourage everybody to be safe and take care of your family. I do. But there's still some people that don't want to take it, and you shouldn't have to be forced to take something that you don't want. So
I don't think people are being forced to take. Well, there are some. I mean, listen, we have a mandate at CBS.
That's forced.
We have a mandate at CBS. But my point.
That's force.
But where I wholeheartedly.
That's force.
No, it's not force.
Yes, it is.
Because if the man don't take it, the man gonna get fired.
There it is.
There you go.
It's pretty simple, is it not?
Very simple. No, that's not force.
Man, don't take it.
What do you mean
man,
that's
get
not
fired.
force? Well, you don't have to work there, I guess is her point, maybe. You don't have to work at CBS. Well, okay, that's fine.
Right, but I mean, and Shaq is saying, that obviously that
you're
you don't
forced
have a
into it to
choice.
keep your
Keep your
job.
job, yeah.
Which is, I mean, we are really blessed that we've got great management here that didn't do that to us.
Yes, absolutely.
And then the Biden administration eventually came around when they saw the writing on the wall with the Supreme Court.
Yeah. Supreme Court and all of the pushback, too. They got some serious pushback on this because the vaccine is one thing and getting it willingly is one thing. Forcing people through government mandates is that's another issue completely. Now, Boston risks losing a disproportionate number of educators of color with the city's vaccine mandate.
Oh, EOCs?
Educators of color, yes. Yeah,
we're going to make this stick.
Are you down with EOC? Yeah, you know me. There's a growing concern among union leaders in Boston that a disproportionate number of educators of color may leave their jobs because of a vaccine mandate for city employees. Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. Now, if Whitey leaves, we don't care.
We don't care. That's
We don't
right.
care.
That's exactly right.
But the EOCs...
See ya. Right. But the EOCs,
them.
yeah, you know me. We want to protect them. We are very concerned about the possibility of losing a disproportionate number of educators of color in Boston over the vaccine policy. The teachers union president, Jessica Tang, told ABC News. Last month, Boston Mayor Michelle Wu announced that all city employees would be required to have their first shot of COVID-19 vaccine by January 15th and complete the cycle by February 15th unless granted a dispensation for medical or religious reasons. Now, it's almost impossible to get either one.
Yeah.
Really tough. However, the January 15th deadline was subsequently extended to the 24th and then again to January 30th.
Uh-oh.
And now we're beyond that one
There's
as well.
plenty of places that keep extending it.
Huh. I wonder why.
I don't know.
Because we're going to lose 30% of our employees if we do it? Huh. City employees who refuse to comply will be placed on unpaid leave. I guess they're hoping that once they start not receiving a paycheck, they'll capitulate.
Right.
That's got to be the theory there.
Put the old squeeze on.
Yep. But with the vaccination policy set to go into effect, it's already gone into effect apparently, over the past several months, teachers unions across the country, including Chicago and New York City, have pushed back on similar mandates.
Good.
These communist union leaders are okay with not forcing their employees to get vaccinated? That's interesting. According to city data, more than 3/4 of Boston students are Black or Latinx, which, by the way, most people who are Hispanic hate that term, compared with just over 1/3 of teachers. Losing educators, especially in the middle of the school year, presents major difficulties across a wide array of issues, Tang said. We're committed to working with the district as best we can to not lose any educators.
It's all fun and games until an EOC is involved, and then they have to back off.
Or somebody puts an eye out.
Or that.
Yeah, that ruins your fun, too.
Is that?
That does. That spoils the day.
I wanted to make sure you knew. Losing an eye puts a damper on your fun for the day.
That is more catchy.
All right, kids, time to go home.
Yeah.
Billy lost an eye.
All right. Don't lose an eye today. Don't have an eye put out. Whatever you're doing and wherever you're going. But have fun.
It's a delicate balance.
Yeah. And we'll see you tomorrow. If we have both our eyes.
Pat Gray. Only on the Blaze Radio Network.